What's up, everybody? Wannabe Mangaka here, and today I'm bringing in the second episode, the second video of the series of tutorials in which I will be trying to teach you how to be good at drawing anime or manga style faces. I would like to apologize on being late for posting this video. I've been having a lot of trouble in college, submissions and stuff. Days are tiring, nights are far too more tiring. I haven't been getting sleep, and well, never mind. Let's get going. So today's video is about creating your original characters, your OCs. Now, if you are a self-taught artist and have been creating art mimicking the already infamous animes and mangas out there already, then it might be hard for you to come up with new ideas, your new creation, own creation that stand out among the crowd. I'll try to tell you the pointers that you can keep in mind to make your own characters. The first one is that there are 3 pointers I feel that are important. The first one is the face shape. It is very important to define a great and good face shape for your characters. A undefined face shape will make your character look immature, and so try giving in some time to this aspect of your art, and then let's not forget about the hairstyles. Oh, the hairstyles! There are tons and tons of hairstyles. You can literally go bizarre on creating new hairstyle. It can be really weird, but hairstyle is one of those pointers that I think outcast the rest of the pointers. If you have got real weird hairstyle, and even if your face shape and eyes look the same, like other characters, your character will eventually look different from them. And the last one is like you can guess, the eyes. There are tons and tons of eyes out there. Quality of eyes. I mean, there are shining guns, the keys, the gold eyes, and whatnot. Animes and manga artists have exploited this factor too very much. So eyes, yes, you should practice eyes, and the more you practice, the better the result comes out to be, and they are the central attraction of your character. So yes, go ahead and practice a lot of them. Now let's get going on to the drawing, getting it in onto the paper. I'll be doing a bit of cheating here, if you call that cheating, but I've made presets of heads. Now, if you have seen my video, the first video of this series, then you will know which among these is for which. I mean, which head is for boys and which head is for girls. And if you haven't seen that video, then I'll put up a link here, right here in this corner, so you can check that out. So if you haven't, pause this video right here and go check it out, because that has to be seen before this one. Okay, let's get going on to this one. And meanwhile, when I draw, I just want you guys to do some bit of guesswork, just to exercise your brains, that which among these face cuts is for male characters and which among these is for female characters. And now let's get going to drawing the hairs. Now what I feel is that there are plenty of ways to draw hairs. One of them is drawing this two-dimensional hairs, what I call it two-dimensional hairs. That's because we don't put in much of details into it. We don't put in much of highlights, much of shadows to make your hairs pop out of the paper. So therein we don't put much of details. It's just flat hairs. Once I've completed, you will be able to see that they're just flat on the paper. You don't see much of it, and it just doesn't feel that that great. The earlier animes had this sort of hairstyle, and they are a way to begin with. Yeah, you can begin with them, and there's no harm. But putting in these small lines, these details, a bit of small lines can bring out that curvier hair, that curvier head of your character. Now let me just rub out this outline of the hair, and we'll then put in some details in the hairs. and then you will be able to see how big a difference it makes to put in the details, just small details in the hair right here. Now, one of the best ways that I feel you can come out with a new hairstyle is to make your own. I mean, to make to play with your hairs, to experiment with your own real life hairs, and when you're satisfied with uh, the style you've got, you can inculcate in your character. So go out there in front of the mirror and just wiggle your hairs around. But since there are billions of characters out there, it's a high probability that any and every hairstyle you come out with is already taken by some of the mangas. But do not let that factor turn you down. There are other ways to make your character feel a new and original one, like the eyes and the face cut, and of course the clothing and stuff. And there are tons of minor ones. So you still can get your own character and surprise the masses. Yeah. Well, now you can tell that this hairstyle looks a bit more attractive rather than the flat out one, the one I did before. So putting in a bit of details and a bit of curves around the head, uh, you can change the depth of the hairstyle. Now, by the way, this hair now you can tell is for boys, and now the one I'm going to draw on now, this one, this one is a special head. I must specify. This can be used for both boys and girls as well. You can use it for a boy character that has a bit of fragile and soft personality, yes, and for a girl character, I'll try doing a bit of curvy hairs, short and curvy hairs on this one, to keep that fragile and innocent kind of personality intact of this character. So these are some curvy locks down on the face, in front. Well, I think I should tell you that this is all coming right out of my head, straight out of my head. So if the hairstyle doesn't look too cool, just forgive me because I haven't prepared any of the hairstyle beforehand, and this is coming straight from my imagination. I mean, not even imagination. I'm letting my hands work right now, just out of my head purely, and thus it may not be that great. Yeah, just I just rub out this hair, the hair, and then we can add the details inside the hairs inside. Now the in the hairs for the hairs, what I did in the character on the left side was straightish details inside, but this character has curvier hair, so we might add in some locks inside, curvy locks inside. That might provide a good depth and style. Now that it's finished, you can see it has given some depth to the hairs, and it's not that great, but it's fair to be honest, in my opinion. Working on to the next one, the face is a bit angular, so let's try giving it some hairstyle, straight locks with straight locks, uh, and spiky hairs. Okay, not all that spiky, but straightish locks because that will complement the face. That will complement the face cut. So let's try doing that. Some hair locks in the center, some on the side, and down at the other side of the face. ignore that sound. That sounds of automobiles and vehicles. If you can hear it, just ignore them, please. Some spiky hairs that show from behind. Like that. Let's rub out this hair. Oh well, I just messed up with the volume over here of the hair. It just got a bit squishy. You gotta pay attention to all of such stuff so that your characters look uh, good. You see the difference between two of these hairstyles? The one in the middle has curvy hairstyle and one at the right has straightish locks. So depending on which kind of hairstyle you prefer for which kind of personality and your character, you can experiment with the curves and straights and spikes and locks and whatnot to get new hairstyles. I always tell people to experiment because unless and until you have experimented on stuff, you don't really get to know the amount of outcomes you can have through it. And now we have our three characters, male characters with average hairstyle, fair hairstyle. Now let's get on to these three heads at the bottom. I guess it's easily noticeable for you. I guess you can make out that these are heads for a female character. These two are more prominent, and the bottom one is the most prominent to see that it's a female character head, I guess. Let's get on to making female hairstyles. But there's a disclaimer I should do that I'm good with male hairstyle, but not at all good with female hairstyles. So forgive me if the hairstyles aren't too cool and come out to be crappy. But let's try it out. Well, I haven't practiced much of female characters, and that's the reason I'm not good at it. Practicing will make you perfect, so keep practicing. The hairstyle I'm trying to do right now is one of the most basic one. I mean, not basic, but one of the most used one in anime world. This hairstyle is used for so many characters that I can't even count on the fingers of 10 people. So here it is. But now let's try doing changing it a bit. I'll keep it similar, but I'll change it a bit to make the hairstyle a bit more different, so that it looks less like an already taken hairstyle. Doing some locks in the front and defining the hair at the back. Let's try changing the back of the hair. Let's try making a bit more voluptuous so that the head looks a bit larger. Okay. Some more hairs behind to give that volume. Okay, no, I'm not happy with the bangs coming in the front. Let's change that a bit. Let's make the bangs a bit angular, sideward direction, smaller locks, and on the side of the face, and there we have a female character hairstyle. Well, it's not that pretty, but I think it's a decent one, and you can get better outcomes if you practice much of it. So now we have four original characters that I made in a span of about 20 minutes. Uh, okay, sorry, it's 15-16 minutes. Okay, so yes, if you think over it, you can get better characters, you can take your time, and now I won't be messing with this head. I know I've done a bad job enough with the one on the left for the girl character. I won't be destroying this head. I'll be instead using it to make eyes, to show you how eyes work out, and how they influence your character. And eyes are one of the main center of attraction of your character. If you want to draw eyes, you can start off with this basic shape of a rectangle. Parallelogram, not a rectangle, and then curve this corner out, and curve this corner out, opposite two corners out, and then leave some space for the teardrop on the remaining corner, and then create some eyelashes at the top, and define a bit on the side and bottom. Then you can go on to make the pupil. Now of course the most important part in the eye is the pupil. I mean, if you work your way around for half an hour in the outline of the eyelashes and stuff, and you end your pupil up with just 5 minutes of work, that's gonna go terribly wrong. So getting to draw pupils, you can go totally weird on eyes, like Misaki Mei has two eye colors. That's a bit weird, but no one questions, because it's your creation, it's your character, and you can make it the way you want it to be. Like in real life, there can be no guy with a bright red pupil with 3 commas in the center, right? Like that of Sharingan. And then there is this weird eye of Genos from One Punch Man, that has the pupil white or yellow in case of anime, and the rest of the white part is darkened out, blacked out. So I'm just trying to tell, there are all sorts of weird eyes. So you can make weirder eyes to make your character look different. That's not a big problem. Let me just go ahead and draw eyes on each of their faces to make sure they look what I want them to look like, and to show you how it changes a character's face. And other than this, what all things can define your character is their personality, their postures, their build, their clothing, the way they react to any given situations, their behavior and stuff. And so you can mix them all up and get your own character, create your own character, and have fun. So that's it for today's video. Remember, it's not a one night job to become a manga artist or to become any artist. It takes years of hard work and patience. So even if some of this stuff doesn't come out as what you expect, don't be disappointed. This channel is dedicated to all such wannabe mangakas out there. Work hard and keep practicing. If you like my content, please like, subscribe and share it. And I'll meet you up in next video. Jane!